You could be spending thousands on rent to rent a property like this. Things are good at home, and when things are bad at home, they are coming into that environment. Well, they need to be quiet when I'm doing a treatment. What if the doorbell goes? What if the dogs are barking? Where you start isn't always where you're going to end up. Both ways are great ways to start. The main thing is that you just start. Welcome back to our channel. My name is Megan, owner and founder of Luxe Studio. We are a wellness studio based here in the UK, in Bristol. And today we're going to be discussing studio v home. So which do you prefer? I'm going to give my personal opinions. Take it as you will, but don't let it change yours. So studio v home, for me, my background, I started in spas and it got to a stage where I wanted to go self-employed. We mainly do massage, facials, reflexology here. At the time, there was a lot of salons around. I think there'll always be a lot of salons around. And there was a few people doing it from home. For me, I was living at home at the time and my parents said that I could have a space in the garden to have a lodge. And, but they had, I think, for me, if I was having something, I almost want it separate. I'm a very private person. I don't like people in my, knowing where I live or in my home. So there was always I want to go self-employed. I don't have a space to do it. I could potentially have an outhouse, a lodge, but do I really want that? And ultimately it came down to, I didn't want people coming into my space. I didn't want different energies coming into the home, although be it be in the garden. And also multiple different things of, if you're at home and you're doing massage, your client needs to get changed. You either need to have a separate room for you to go in, or you would have to stand outside whilst they're changing. And through the weather in the UK, a lot of the time it's raining. So you'd be stood outside in the rain. My parents as well, we had 3 dogs at the time. So I always think I love dogs, but not everybody does. Some people are allergic, some people are scared of them. For my client journey, I wouldn't want them to be like, oh, I wonder if the dog's out. I need to make sure the gate is closed. So it wouldn't have been that smooth transition. For me personally, I know you can get rooms where you can split it in half and there's a mini reception area. If I was to do that, that's the route that I would go. But there is loads of pluses from having it at home, like your rent being one of them. You could be spending thousands on rent to rent a property like this. So that is also a downfall. So it's whether, and it's also good when you're starting up, you don't have all of those outgoings. So if you have a room in your house, I think it is a good way to start. Some people like it like that. Some people don't want to have a whole premises that they have to look after, because the premises comes with a lot more bills. It comes with a lot more problems. When you're in your house, though, you've got, you live there, you're working there, you're breathing there, you're sleeping there. There is a lot going on when you're in the home. And you've got to look at it when things are good at home and when things are bad at home. They are coming into that environment. So if they're coming upstairs to your house, for me, I would need it to be tidy. I'd need it to be clean all the time. I would want it to be like a show house when they come up. There's also, if you live with people, me with my parents at the time, if I was having it inside the house, well, they need to be quiet when I'm doing a treatment. What if the doorbell goes? What if the dogs are barking? For me, I want a good client journey where I can control as much as I can control. So when I started and I left the spa industry, I found a place to rent and I rented a room within a salon. It was a very busy salon. They were doing lots in there. They were doing hair, brows, lashes, tanning, everything. And that was my best step forward to get to the point where I am now. I've always wanted a premises. I've always wanted a studio space. I never wanted a salon. I always wanted something more spa-like. And that is why we just niche in here on massage, facials and reflexology. So it's what you prefer. If you want to go down the route to start, where you start isn't always where you're going to end up. If you see an end goal being a premises, but you need to do it at home first, then do that, because it does free up extra money. It does mean you haven't got to pay outgoings when you are treating people. So if the money's not coming in, you won't need to pay for the space because you already live in the property. If you get a lodge in the garden, then maybe you're paying a monthly finance deal for that. So you still need to cover it. But once you've done that, then it's paid off. unlike when you're in a premises, every month you're still paying your rent, your service charge, your insurance, your water, your electricity, if you have gas, waste pickup, anything like that within a property. Whereas if you're at home, you can kind of incorporate that into your normal bills, and you have that extra money that you would spend on a property at your disposal at home. So you could get more inventory, you could go into further training, more courses, new products. There is, both ways are great ways to start. The main thing is that you just start. I would say it's more risky to get a premises first. When I was 21, I was a spa manager in a luxury hotel, and I went to go and view some shops. I was only 21 and I went with my dad to go view some shops. I had no client base because all my clients were members, but I had this burning desire that I would get somewhere, but it would never have been the right time. For me, I needed to start somewhere, although be it not my ideal space in the long run, it was a perfect stepping stone for me to get to where I am now. So I would recommend a stepping stone before going into a premises, because bills will come at you that you weren't even expecting. For me, I went into a salon that I then paid a percentage. So starting up, it was fantastic because if I didn't have a client in, I didn't have to pay to be in that room. And that's what I would offer. If I had a self-employed member here, I would do a percentage. And then that way, you're both eagerly pushing the service because they want to make money. You want to make money off the back of them because, of course, they're using one of your rooms, which takes another therapist out of that room. So you have to look at it, what's going to be best. If you know that you can afford a set amount a month, then maybe you go in somewhere, because a lot of salons do a set month, maybe £500, £600 a month. And if you're able to pay that with the clients you have, but really for me, I would look at somewhere doing a percentage. And I would even say, how about I do a percentage for 3 to 6 months once I've got more regular clients? Because at the same time, that owner is looking to build their business and expand. So if you can set up a deal, unless they've got hundreds of people trying to work there, then you might be able to compromise a deal. Because if you are good at what you do, if you are quite loyal to that company, if you retain your clients well and you have a good rapport with your clients and you can build a good clientele, then owner would much rather have someone like that than someone that has a client base and doesn't have them those qualities as well. Much rather quality over quantity. Quality over quantity. So you always have those conversations, because if someone came to me and asked, I would always entertain the conversation. I'd always see what they have to say, if it can work on both sides. And so I'd be a fool not to do that. So if you see a place that you like, your ethos matches that studio, that salon, that environment, then reach out to them. And also renting a room inside of a salon, you pay your monthly costs. So you are paying rent. However, they are paying the actual bills for the property. So you either have a set amount or you have a percentage. Both can be quite manageable, but you haven't got all the unexpected stuff that might happen if you have a leak, something breaks, something needs to replace, new stock, new inventory. And each salon works differently, so you need to have a conversation with them. Will they be providing the stock, or will you be providing the stock? Do you show up as a team, in the sense of, do you all wear the same uniform? Are you all doing the same treatments? Some places do all the same treatments, but everyone is self-employed. Other places have a range of treatments and you're all doing your own thing and you are essentially your own boss. There's so many different ways to look at it. For me, I would definitely recommend the route that I did. Going into a salon, renting a room, getting a feel for everything, building a client base, and then finding a premises that I loved. Don't get me wrong, there's some days where I think, if I just could do this all on my own and I didn't have a team to worry about, or a premises, or all of those extra worries, I sometimes would do that. But most days I am proud to have this space. and just be able to control the environment that I'm in, the people coming through the door, how we treat our clients, the client journey, which I find so important. I want it to be as seamless as possible. So for me, I would start in a salon, start in a spare room to build up your clientele. And if that's how you want to stay, there's nothing wrong with that. You can keep going through your life just like that and just enjoy that space, enjoy the clients that you have in. Or if you want a premises, then you can achieve that as well. So for me, that's the route I would go. Let me know in the comments what you would do. If you've liked this video, then we have lots more coming, so please subscribe to the channel. You can find our Instagram at Luxe Studio. And for now, my name's Megan, and I will catch you next time.